Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing in the Incursion League as a solo self-found hardcore Arc Trapper, and today it is time to run a temple yet again, this time for the Act 10 edition. I ended up finding a nice ring in the lab run last episode. This one grants me a nice amount of resistances, nicely across the entirety of the resistance spectrum. And there's some ES and there's some life on here, as well as 29% increased rarity of items found. So all in all, pretty decent. I actually gained a little bit of life, gained a chunk of ES. Resistances are now above the threshold required for having max resist after Act 10 Kitava, and I see I spent some orbs of alteration, so let's get that stack up and going. And then go into the temple. As I thought out at the end of last episode, from the entrance, I'm gonna go to the sanctum, through the tomb, to the demo lab. It's tier 2, so we get 2 explosive barrels, so we can blast our way to the flame workshop, go to the sparring room, then blast through to the tunnels, Toxic Grove, Hall of Locks, Tempest Generator, Jubilee Forge, a House of the Others, which has 3 breaches. If we survive that ordeal, then we can go onwards to the apex of Atzoatl. So let's have some fun here. The last thing before we try and take on Act 10 Kitava. So Alpha is gonna grant us a bonus to Magic Find as well, if I remember correctly. Okay, monsters are varied, they do some damage, they are a bit hasted. We got caustic plants and we have the incursions. And you take increased damage from the shrinking tempest, so tempest's bad. Sometimes you get good tempests. These are not the good tempests. This one looks chromatic. Enemies, where are you, enemies? Alpha seems to be shrinking quite often, stepping into the tempest. Okay. Getting attacked from the sides. Let's just clear that out a little bit and then go over here. Just waiting to get the alpha buff. Could be that we need to kill an architect or something to actually obtain it. So I never really paid attention to the exact mechanics of the buff that she grants. You. Please don't kill me. Right, Sanctum of Unity, that is off to the right here. Lots of projectile throwers. So the golem is taking quite a punishment here. Ooh, Vaal Grace is going up in level, that is good. 63%, 15,000 evasion rating. I'd say that is a decent shape. Hello, Architect of the Nexus. Still sounds like someone who belongs in Heroes of the Storm. Who knows, might be a mysterious new character. Still no buff. So killing the architect did not quite help there. Maybe it's just something she does randomly. I was looking towards the tomb, so that is going to be the top side here. Also, wait, didn't I actually lost my clarity order there. That might be a little less helpful. That's a funny thing, I do find myself not using the Vaal skills all that often. Despite the Vaal skills having been buffed, I never really feel like I need them. And it's probably a misplay on my part. I probably also forgot to apply it last episode in the Zaro fight. Ooh, look at that. Increased quantity and rarity of items found. stacks with the other stuff.
Orb of immense power.
Lots and lots of shades, though I think this was just a regular room. So top left is where we need to be. That is roughly over here. The enemies were standing in the Tempest. That is good. Ooh, flash powder cache. That is 1 out of 2. Elemental thorns. And there. Grab some frequency. Explosive barrels, they explode. That's what they do. And another flash powder cache. So indeed, the plan as I had thought it out seems to be viable. Let's see, 17 becomes lower. Oh, there's some environmental factors affecting my damage, so it's difficult to compare the before and after. But I'm sure damage is just gonna go up, up, and even more up. Oh, hello there. You are no more. Yeah, so bottom left towards the flame workshop, that is this one. So the explosives don't do any damage. You can just safely stand next to the explosion. Ooh, hello there, Berserker. I'll just take a small step backwards. There's an architect over here. And gone you are. Who's the next? Sparring room, that's the top left. So I'm going through things a little bit faster, or just more focused on only killing the architects and just looting the primary objectives from the rooms. Since we've been here often enough. Okay, then again, bottom left, but isn't there a architect to kill first? There might be. Okay, this all looks rather purple. And there's warfolds. Yeah, see, this needs to be plundered. Sundering Axe, hey, that's the Wings of Entropy. Fire damage and chaos damage depending on which hand you put it in, counts as double wielding. There's no block chance. And block chance, a part of the block chance applied to spells. So that's one of the sources of spell block. For a block oriented melee build, could be an interesting weapon. For us, a little bit less so. Okay, still in the room, so we want to head over to the bottom left. Turns out this is going to be a little bit more of a full clear than initially expected. Well, for this specific room, that is. Just trap. Trap. Tunnels, nothing special about it, so we want to head over to the bottom left. Ooh, well, let's first grab the currency first, then cross through to the bottom left. And head out the way here. So this was the poison room. We have a valuable item here as a reward for getting tier 3 poison. There's at least a little bit of an upside. They really like my golem, it appears like, since it is nearly dead. Okay, let's take out the poisoner here first. And then we plunder this one, and we have a sentinel jacket of Zakati. Chaos resistance and reduce chaos damage over time. And my inventory is full. Marvelous. I think I can fix that. See, I fixed it. But might as well go and empty my pockets. So this is a interesting one. Because this is a lot of chaos res. In fact, if we combine this one with what we already have, then after Kitava we will actually be at -3 chaos res and still take 9% reduced chaos damage over time. So that's going to be poison and other chaotic debuffs. It's a suffix, so we could augment a prefix. Well, this is a rubbish one. Then there's the option of regalling it, hoping for something nice in either the prefix or suffix slot, and then we have, of course, have master crafting at the end in order to put one thing of choice on there. It is annoying that we got the Fist Reflect, because that is just rubbish. You know what? For the fun of it, let's see what comes out. Some lightning res. So then, of course, you probably put a hybrid evasion and energy shield on here, as well as 20% quality. Should have started with that. That would have cost me a little bit less in scrap. Say roll high end, then you get another 20% quality on there, and you have about 90 or so percent increase to the values. So it's going to be slightly lower evasion and decently lower energy shield. Well, slightly lower actually. Then lightning res is gonna go up, but at the expense of fire res, and we'll lose the dual stats, but at least we get chaos damage. But I'm gonna hang on to this one. It's not a great one, but it might be helpful dealing with chaos if that really does become an issue. Okay, that's it. Let's get back to the temple and continue the murder spree. Yeah, to the top left is the next way. Hello there. I do like them having that after image. Makes the wraith things have a very distinct look. Okay, so lots of strong boxes that can be upgraded. Increased quantity, that is not too bad. Detonation nearby corpses. Okay, you seem determined to try and murder me. You're an architect. Those are always annoying, folks. And what can we do for you? Yeah. Skeleton, some will just trap things, decoy, step backwards. And done it is, then we throw traps around here, decoy, and again, down they go. Once you get the habit down of just pre-trapping the strong boxes, there's not a lot that can come out of it that really is going to be all that dangerous. This one is going to explode corpses, that's why I pick it first, even though it does kick some things off while fighting. Got ourselves a gem cutter and we get some helpful things with quality on them. Oh, hello there, yellow. Okay, put some decoys up and then we go.
Orb of fusing.
No. Yeah, man. Good. Yeah, top right, that is where we are. What's this tempest generator? So the room itself only has the architect, it does not do anything. But the tempests in the entirety of the place are of course the work of this room. Architect of Storms. There you go. So next up is top right, so that is over here. And there. That's a tougher rare. Didn't actually die in a single shot. Moving on to a 5-link for our main arc trap setup is going to be very helpful. Jewelry forge, so there's going to be some plunderable treasure chests. Yes, of course, it's going to be an architect. Hey, that's ambush. You know what? Oh, get. We'll drop that one. Grab this. Ambush crusades. Ambush. No, charge. Crusade same something along those lines. Gain endurance charges when you take a crit. Send endurance charges. Share them with nearby party members. Life generated if you've been hit recently. There's some life. There's some resist. It's not a bad armor actually. Also, you look very architecty. I think you must die. A stock, is that the Resource Passion? That is the Resource Passion. Also a very nice nice weapon. The added physical and cold damage are for the weapon itself. Reduced frenzy charge duration is a bit of a nuisance. 25% chance to gain a frenzy charge on a kill. Again, as with all the on-kill effects, assume this is not gonna help you because it's your kills, not your trap skills, and they don't bubble through. So 0 credit gained there. 75% increased damage while you have no frenzy charges, which is often. And this is a global bonus because it is conditional. And that global bonus should also apply to traps. So equipping this should increase your damage if you don't have anything else but the bonus fire damage to spells. Seems rather helpful. Let's empty some pockets. And then move forward again. Yeah, we did kill the boss man. Leather belts, okay. It's a nice amount of unique items dropping here today. Heavy belt, 34 strength, that is near the top end. Pretty happy about that. There. Hey, there. You must die. Is there anything else that resembles a treasure chest here? Nope. Okay, so bottom right, that is actually this. Oh no, it's not the bottom right. We've already been in the sparring room. We should head over here to the breach room. So breach room is gonna be fun. Triple breach in a single room. Well, that's gonna be a fun challenge. Not gonna trigger all of them at once, just gonna do them one at a time. I still haven't encountered any breaches yet here. So having the opportunity of murdering breach, of doing a breach here seems helpful. It's also gonna be very dangerous, but well, that's the nature of breaches. Okay, let's just stand outside of the lovely exploding ground bubbles. Oh, that was just a lot of stuff coming together at the same time, I suspect. I was not entirely kidding about if we survive this, we can do the apex part. Bridges are dangerous. Okay, so new golem. Is there anything particular? No, we'll see. We'll try to go from here. Then enemies can approach me from a couple sides, and I've got a little bit of space to maneuver. If we go towards the center, there's a chance of just running into the other bridges, and I'm not entirely keen on that. So pre-trap all the things. Decoy totems, of course. Okay, ash. Bunch of lightning stuff. There's a great means of sustaining using the siphoning trap. There's a lot of life regen that you get from it, which ought to stack. Nice. Which ought to stack with the pyromaniac bonus from exploding traps. Okay, dancing around the bridges seems more doable than expected. So, splinter of ash. That's 4 splinters? Yeah, 4 splinters. And the golem bit the dust. So, next one, let's do the same. We'll decoy there. And then just put traps all over the place. Okay. Got some fire stuff going on here. That mana flask is rather helpful. Ooh, grasping hand. And it feels like we are hitting the end. It's not actually collapsing yet. Okay, now it is. Right, and that means my bag is full. Might as well just empty the pockets. So no charges from this one, and I accidentally moved my ID scrolls away. So 2 more portals after this, that is plenty fine. Don't expect I need all of them. Let's see. Oh, there was a soft splinter hiding over there. Let's see. Eternal life. No, that is not the one I want. It is the other one, the divine. Okay. Last one. So we had fire, we had lightning. So this is most likely going to be cold. If this is now balanced in some way, this is going to be the cold one. So this is going to be the truly dangerous one. Okay, and it is actually not truly balanced, it is just the fire one. Golem is nearly dead. It is important to keep recasting the golem. Also mana usage is through the roof. But I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon here. Oh, I got hit by the shrine. That is not good, but we are done. So there's that. So, breach room. Not as difficult as I'd expected. But it was the room itself, upon clearing it the first time, I think that was actually where life dipped a bit. Not necessarily during the bridge itself, but that is of course a much more controlled experience. And pre-trapping all the things definitely takes the sting out of it. So last but certainly not least, the apex. Just try to explode things a bit. Okay, that is the first stage. Flamethrower, lovely. So getting minions to the center just recharges the energy shield, makes it a little bit more difficult to clear the thing. But it's not actually all that bad. Okay. Ooh, let's not get hit by those exploding balls. And the enemy is going down very rapidly. And another string of servitude and 3 happy joy. Items from this place. So what's the string do? Discipline has 60% increased aura effect. So discipline is the energy shield aura. 60% increased aura effect is pretty darn potent. It boosts your energy shield by a fixed amount, but it also increases the recharge rate. So boosting that by 60% is pretty nice, I would say. Regicide Mask, this was the one of the, of Puharte. That's fire res and physical damage from hits taken as fire damage. That is actually a very valuable modifier. 8 to max life, that is 80 points less than our current one. That's unfortunate. But shifting physical damage, which normally is mitigated by armor. We have no armor or virtually no armor, to fire, which we mitigate at 75%. It's just a very nice thing. So what about the gloves? There's another Puharte on here this time. Cold resist and increased damage with hits against chilled enemies. Another cold base build, so that is not really helpful. And this one has Takatis. Massive amount of increased physical damage and gain a percentage of physical damage as extra chaos damage. That is not bad either. As well as flat added cold. This is pretty nice. And a string of servitude. Cool. Well, that was another successful temple run. We survived it, that makes it successful by definition. Next time, Act 10. The Awakened Innocence or the Reawakened Innocence, and after that the stroll towards Kitawa. And one final encounter with the big red man. For now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and I hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.